the energy and also the byproduct. So I was keep on I was I was kept on telling about the energy. Okay, energy, as I said, the primary energy. Then the secondary energy is a byproduct. So energy is that we are getting from the natural nature. That is the primary. Okay, yeah, you can take any crude oil, you can take your natural uranium, you can take you can take biomass, take sunlight. So this is main energy. So the product of your primary energy is your probably heard about LPG, uh, LPG gas, and your petroleum products, and also your electricity. So then further further you break down the energy system. Ultimately that are being that are effectively used in the factory. The overall of your primary energy, your steam, your electricity, hot water, your compressed air, and air, and also so your those are all the product which you are from the your primary energy. So the final product is steam, your electricity, hot air, compressed air, chilled water, hot air, and also and also if you want to if you want to the byproduct of your LPG gas, and also further your further to be used in the factory, your compressed air, as are all the final product is steam. And also if you want to the best, this is the lowest level of final energy, as I said, uranium. So you can take natural, so that you are extracting the from the nature. So here the energy intensity. The energy intensity typically talk per unit output. This is normally captured in a production industries and also manufacturing industry, any kind of indexes, but it's being captured at the time of production. So the energy intensity is your energy consumption divided by your output. So why I mentioned this, this output kg, output kg is your GDP. So that is the reason I mentioned in terms of kg. For example, you can take we apply this formula. Uh, the energy intensity is equal to your total final energy consumption at the national level divided by your gross domestic product. So you can ask one question: if the energy intensity is high, what what does it mean? Energy intensity is high. Your consumption rate is high. Your energy consumption rate is high. Ultimately, there will be there will be major reduction in your GDP. Why I'm saying, yeah, let's take India. So India, the energy consumption is very high because of the population, because of the vehicle and other related stuff. So energy consumption is high. Ultimately, I can say my GDP in different parameter, but in talking about the energy context, actually, the consumption is high. Ultimately, your GDP would come down. So this is the thumb rule, you can take any nation. So the energy intensity, okay. Here in this diagram, uh, you could see, you could see the GDP per capita. Okay, uh, you could see the highly produced and also moderately produced and also uh, uh, low produced, or I would say, mm, okay, I would say the the energy consumption is very high in America when compared to India. The energy consumption is very high in Canada. The energy consumption is uh, very high in UK and also very high in Europe industries. But the, but the GDP, the GDP is very good in those countries. You can say US. Okay, they are consuming double than India, and also the Canada is equivalent to India. But that GDP is, that GDP is very high when compared to India and population country like Pakistan. Those countries you can and high population country like the China. You can ask this question, like, but the energy consumption is high. The entire shift has been focused on saving the energy. In US, actually, they are predominantly focusing the entire energy from from electricity to solar. So they are ultimately going to save the energy. So the energy, actually the energy loss is also the Canada being reduced, and the energy efficiency is being improved from 50 percentage to 90 percentage. So that is the reason that GDP growth is high. Probably you heard about the SpaceX Elon Musk. So he is the person saving the energy. He is the person saving the environment. So he is more focusing on the solar panel system. Couple of state, Florida, though the state, you will imported the solar energy. Just say, okay, see, you can ask another one question. The energy consumption would be very less in Mexico. The energy consumption is very less in Malaysia. The energy consumption is very less in Turkey when compared to US. Though, what you can US actually predominantly focusing the entire. Still, some of the countries' GDPs are high. Some of the countries' GDP is low. Why? The question you may be put across. You can ask the Poland, you can ask Malaysia, you can ask Turkey. So he is the person saving the energy, and you can ask Egypt. At the same time, you can ask that the Mexico GDP is low. You can ask the Iran GDP is low, and also South Africa. See, South Africa GDP is low when compared to Poland and when compared to the Malaysia. Here, the here the concept is the Poland energy management system, or the Poland energy utilization is very high in terms of reducing the losses, improving the efficiency. Though Iran produces the petroleum product, a number of crude oils are available in Iran, but the losses are very high. That's the reason the GDP rate is not able to increase in Iran. You can at the same time, you take also. So energy concept, you can energy consumption is very low, why the GDP is not being increased in such countries. So wherever the energy losses are high, though the energy consumption is high, the energy losses are high. The energy losses are high. Ultimately, those countries' GDP would reduce. I put I put word in another way. My energy consumption is very low, but my GDP is not being increased. So the energy losses are high. They are not focusing the energy efficiency. Yeah, you have seen, yeah, the 95% is the maximum your energy management system, your energy efficiency. So if your energy efficiency is high and your losses are low, ultimately, your GDP definitely may increase. Your energy, your energy efficiency is ultimately energy loss is high. Is the person low? Like those there would be problem in the system. At the same time, you can ask there would be problem in the bureaucrat system. Also, there would be a problem in the energy management system. There would be definitely there would be problem in the energy management system, and also how the concept is the people taking decision on the environment system in terms of reducing the loss that is playing a vital role on the GDP. Products are available. So that is the reason the GDP rate is not able to improve. So the energy consumption is very low. One energy transformation, you have already seen the primary energy. So when you use energy losses are primary energy to your final product. The as you have to focus on the improving energy efficiency. I put the word in another way. Ultimately, your GDP will, there are sectors energy losses are being high. You take, several countries. Now, why you can take this, you can take, cement, you take aluminum, you can take ceramic, you can take foundry, you can take, ducts and farm. You can see the respective power and fuel cost as per the production cost. Here, the energy, actually, we have to say energy at the same time is the maximum your energy management system. Currently, you can see the would be power and fuel cost as per the wherever the energy, the energy consumption 43.7 energy losses are cost of the power. The energy intensity nation is more focusing on improving the energy efficiency and reducing the energy losses so that the GDP are very, very high, and they are, they are focusing to, to substitute for your for your energy losses. Let's take an example of US. They are more, Elon Musk is typically more focusing on the solar management system. So I want to get, the direct, and I want to extract the energy, I want to put very less effort on extracting the energy. You can take, you can keep some solar panel. Ultimately, the sun rays are, as our sun rays are falling into the solar panel, then I'm getting the heat energy. Ultimately, I'm getting the power energy. So the losses are very low when compared to the Mexico, when compared to the Turkey, even when compared to the Egypt, because they predominantly focusing improving the energy efficiency, and they are more focusing on reducing the energy losses. So that is the reason, the Canada, US, those are all, the highly focused energy intensity nation. So why Uh, so here you can ask, does China is not focusing energy intensity? Actually, uh, yes, China is also focusing energy intensity, but the energy consumption rate is very very high. That is the reason, the China is in the, China is in the bottom. Okay, and also the Vietnam, wherever the, as I said earlier, you can say the energy consumption is very high, but my energy, I am not focusing on the energy losses. Ultimately, my intensity would be would be very low. So now the China is, rapidly growing, from rapidly growing, and they are keeping n number of large solar panels in Beijing and Shenzhen, Guangzhou. So those are all the cities that entirely, focused on the solar management system to reduce the energy losses. In Pakistan, Vietnam, actually, these are all the countries that they are, consuming the energy very high. Even in, you can take India also. We are not focusing on the energy losses. Okay, we are in India. Okay, we are saying some, the we are saying very less emissions wherever the, very less emissions. We are focusing on the emissions bar, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, like that. Wherever the emissions are very high, wherever, wherever the petroleum products are being effectively used at very low losses, then those countries are rapidly growing organization, rapidly growing nations. So that is the reason, the G7 playing a majority role in the world, and also those are all being considered as a energy intensity nation. But here I would like to take the China into G8 countries, because China predominantly focusing the energy, the energy management system, and they are predominantly focusing on the energy intensity, and predominantly they are focusing on reducing the energy losses by keeping a number of solar panels.